horrific murder mystery of a woman. Her body was found dismembered in South Fairmount.
WLWT News 5's Curtis Fuller tells us after several months, investigators have finally identified the victim. Curtis?
Well, Ashley and Cherie, a 25-year-old woman, the coroner saying she believes that victim had at least one child, but they hope getting her name and picture out will help them catch her killer.
We would like to hold somebody responsible for this heinous crime.
It is the type of case that sickens anyone who hears about it.
She was found in South Fairmount off of Baltimore Avenue. What was found initially was the torso of Michaela's body, which was no heads, no arms, no legs. About a month later, her head was discovered.
A Facebook post by police led a family member to reach out to police, which eventually led to DNA confirmation. The victim, 25-year-old Michaela Lucky.
She did have a history of brain health issues and had been estranged from her family. So they didn't have a whole lot of information about where she might have been because she would come and go.
Police say the public's help will be key to solving this case. Someone saw something or knows someone who could shed light on Lucky's murder.
And we will continue to try and bring justice for Michaela. We are hoping to bring some peace to the family.
Now, the coroner says Lucky spent a lot of time in the West End. Actually, we're told she was seen by a family member getting on a bus in the Lincoln Heights area one day before parts of her body were discovered. I'm Curtis Fuller, WLWT News 5.
First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekah Quadash, and double all those great millstone, knowledge is truth. And also to those elect that scattered abroad, I like to say, Shalom, and come back here today with another great, powerful lesson, the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is, Ye women that are at ease, hear my voice. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we seeing that a lot of these women are becoming missing, becoming murdered in all sorts of horrific ways. So we know that this lady here named Michaela Lucky out of Cincinnati, Ohio, I think it was back in November when she came up missing. They're still finding body parts of her right now. Also, just recent in Louisiana, Cheryl Turner, she was dismembered also, and also in Milwaukee, Sadie Robinson. So we seeing that these young Eves are coming up missing. And also the Lord said, first my judgment will start at the house of Israel. And also we knowing that the love of many is constantly waxing colder and colder. So the Lord is constantly executing judgment. So we're going to constantly see things like this each and every day through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we seeing that these things are constantly increasing. So we already knowing that, a lot of things are out of order, but the Lord's getting ready to set that righteous order back upon this earth. We already knowing that a lot of women are constantly exerting authority over man. Also, a woman has surpassed the man. The Lord already said in Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. So we seeing that the earth is out of course, but the Lord's getting ready to set that righteous order back into place. So we seeing right now, the Lord is constantly bringing forth judgment. 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So that's what we constantly seeing. These Eve, may the Lord will have mercy upon them. We see that their lives were taken. One thing about it, and also when you go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10, never trust thy enemy. As iron rusts, so is his wickedness. So let's get a quick precept before we go to today's video. I don't have any news article today, but this happened back in November of 2023, but they're still finding her body parts in 2024. So man, this is, we seeing the things that constantly happening, we seeing it. So let's go here. Let's get a quick precept. We're going to bring it out with a little bit more edification with the video. Let's go here. It said Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, it said, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Let's read it in NLT. It says, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many shall grow cold. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing increased violence. We're seeing all sorts of senseless murders each and every day. We're seeing that, that a lot of people are walking in great pride, self-will. Also, we knowing that our Eves right now, which in fact is the so-called black woman, and the Latino woman, and also the Native American, they are all out of control right now. They have been deceived from the left hand side. And one thing about it is that we already knowing that these things are constantly, it's going to constantly increase right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's get another quick precept to bring it out with a little bit more edification. Let's go here to Hosea chapter 4. Let's go here, because this is where we at right here. Hosea chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 2. And it reads that by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. So let's read in the NLT. It said, you make vows and break them. You kill and steal and commit adultery. Said there is violence everywhere, one murder after another. So that's what we see, one murder after another. Every day someone is coming up missing. Someone is coming up unalive each and every day. We're seeing that, a lot of our women's right now, they are gathered abroad. They going wherever they want to go. Their self-will, that do thy will spirit. Also that Jezebel spirit. And one thing about it will get you killed. And also constantly want to exert the authority over the man. You know what I'm saying? Our women right now, they're out of their mind, but the Lord is getting ready to put them back in their right mindset very soon. And one thing about it, we have beautiful daughters of Zion that's in this truth. We're not talking about the one that's the true believer. We're talking about these wicked Eves. So we seeing what's happening. The Lord is bringing forth that judgment, right before our eyes. We seeing it each and every day. So we seeing blood touching blood. So it's going to constantly increase. We knowing that about what wars breaking out. We seeing the signs of the time. They're here. They're at the door. So we seeing that, hey, man, we constantly warn, so a lot of our women are still despising the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also the men's also, we're seeing that these things are on an increase. We're seeing that a lot of people are despising the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And one thing about it, the love of men is waxing cold and cold. And also, let's drop down to verse 6 here. It says, Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6 said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shall be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, the Almighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. I will also forget thy children. So we're seeing that what's happening. A lot of people right now, have a lack of knowledge. They not consider, don't know who they are, don't know who their true power is, don't know what time they were living in. Also, they don't know who the enemy is. Right now, they're walking on in darkness, and you will be totally destroyed. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly sighing and crying left and right. But what you constantly scoffing and mocking, talk to the hand, constantly laughing and having a great old time. And a lot of our people becoming deleted each and every day. Once again, first my judgment will start at the house of Israel. You wicked Negroes, you wicked Latinos, you wicked Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? One thing about that same rebellious house that did not want to return to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we seeing that these women's, right now, there's 3 right now, so it's constantly becoming very common. We seeing that these things are picking up. The Lord is bringing it forth. So we seeing in Cincinnati, Ohio, Michaela Luckett, she was dismembered. And also in I think Monroe, Louisiana, Cheryl Turner, she was dismembered. And also in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Sadie Robinson, she was also dismembered. And one thing about it, hey, it's time to wake up and seek your true power, because things are about to get real. Things are about to get very critical. And also we read upon Jacob's trouble, also what the MOTB, the grain of rice in the middle of the Lord, we constantly warning you left and right. And a lot of our people, get ready to be taken in a great number, because they was that same rebellious house that did not want to return to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So these women was chopped to pieces. So hey, it's go, hey. And one thing about it, that we knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. Do you know who the devil is? And one thing about it is the modern day so-called white man. And one thing about it, that he's getting ready to show his countenance. He's getting ready to show his horns very soon. He's getting ready to show you who he really is. He's getting ready to use that sword in the big way in the middle of the Lord. We're constantly sighing and crying to you left and right, but you love your oppressor. You love the devil. You love white man Jesus, and you getting ready to be totally destroyed. Hey, we're constantly warning you left and right. We're seeing that these women right here, may the Lord have mercy upon them, they got dismembered. You know, they was chopped up into pieces, became a what? A 12 piece. So we seeing that it's happening left and right. So we'll start the day video, and after the day video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Now, before I get started, I need y'all to say their names. We're going to say Michaela Lucky, victim from November 2023. We're going to say Cheryl Turner, victim from Louisiana, January 2024. And now Miss Sade Robinson, possibly victim number 3 of this man who's been arrested for her. I say that to say this. Y'all have been talking to y'all since November about somebody going around this country dismembering us. We have been coming up missing. We have been coming up dismembered. And I see it months ago. Like the Cincinnati police said months ago. This ain't his first rodeo, baby. Whoever doing this and leaving him out. See, Sade Robinson case and Michaela Lucky case sound so familiar. So entangled. Like the same person. Had to do it. That's why they felt like the same person. It was so much similarities with Miss Cheryl Turner, Louisiana case, with Cincinnati case, that they wanted to talk. That's how I found out about the Louisiana case, because Cincinnati police was talking about it. So, I think Cincinnati police need to get up. They possibly have got up with Louisiana, but now they need to get up with Milwaukee. Because, baby, I don't believe this is his first rodeo. And with his parents having the means of funds, they can tell you how he able to hop from state to state to city and meet these women on these dating apps, if you ask me. Because how's he meeting these women? I don't know if he met Sade on a dating app, but I didn't get to that part. If you met her on a dating app, I got to the part that, you know, that they went out on a date and it didn't end well. But yeah, everybody is in an uproar. Y'all, we should have been in an uproar in November and December when I came and told y'all. But nobody was listening to me because I'm a smile creator. And that's fine. That's fine. The family has finally came on the video and synced the video for me push up on Michaela Lucky. But I didn't do it to gain no notoriety or nothing like that. I did that video, these videos, specifically to gain awareness and let y'all know somebody is out here. It ain't even a pew no more. It's they taking us apart, limb by limb. And if you ask me,
This 19-year-old girl went on a date with this 33-year-old man and was later found decapitated, basically in pieces, not too far from the Detroit River. Y'all, this is so heartbreaking. This happened this is a Wisconsin man, and he asked this 19-year-old girl on a date. Allegedly, she agreed to go on a date with him. They had text messages confirming that they were going to meet, and basically they went out on a date, and then after that they went to a bar, and he convinced her to come back to his place, and that's where she was last heard from. Now, according to phone data and things of that nature, she never really left his house alive, and the next day he was spotted basically burning her vehicle in an alley. Not too long after that, a leg was found next to the river, and that's when they identified her body. According to what they're saying, he also had some suspicious things in his house. In the bottom of his house, there was like a dungeon. Pretty sure you can assume what that was for. It was just a lot of disturbing stuff found in his house. You know, she was very young at the end of the day. She was 19 years old, and she was just expecting a romantic dinner and night with this guy, and he had other things in mind. At the end of the day, I don't want to victim blame. This is a very heartbreaking situation, and I'm sending my condolences to her and her family, because these kind of men right here are absolute predators. If a man that old is trying to pursue someone that age, it's a red flag.
24th, 2024, the partial remains of Cheryl Turner were discovered in Catahoula Parish by a local boater. Catahoula Parish detectives began their investigation by conducting an autopsy and several DNA tests to identify the victim. The remains match the description of Cheryl Turner, who had not been heard from since January 1st. On April 23, 2024, Anthony Pierce Holland Jr., a West Monroe resident, was arrested and questioned by detectives of the West Monroe Police Department. According to court documents, authorities learned that on January 1st, Holland picked up the victim from New Iberia in a black Toyota Corolla and traveled back to Ouachita Parish. According to the Catahoula Parish Sheriff's Office, on January 2nd, the victim's phone connected to Wi-Fi near Holland's home on Trenton Street in West Monroe. On the same day at 11:26 p.m., the victim's phone stopped transmitting messages via text now. Traffic cameras show Holland's vehicle in the area near where the body was located 4 days prior to the discovery of the remains. Medical examiners confirmed that the time frame in which the remains were in the river was consistent with the time frame when Holland's vehicle was seen in the area. The autopsy report indicated that the victim sustained fatal injuries to her neck and was allegedly sexually assaulted by Holland. Holland admitted to killing, dismembering, and disposing of the victim in a body of water that feeds into the Ouachita River. Holland was charged with second-degree murder and was not granted a bond after appearing in court today. He is expected to return to court on Friday, April 26th.
So we seeing that, hey, these things gonna constantly pick up. That's why never trust thy enemy. You know, as iron rust, so is his wickedness. So we seeing that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. We're gonna constantly see these things because see a lot of our people, which in fact are Eve. You know, she's very naive. You know, she don't have that wisdom. You know, Lord have deprived her of this wisdom. But one thing about it, you know, common sense. You know, that's why a woman's supposed to be a keeper at home. One thing about these women right now are gadded abroad, doing whatever they want to do. You know, constantly, going wherever they want, independent. You know, they don't need a man. And look what just happened. You know what I'm saying? These women coming up dismembered. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, the Lord love you, Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai. And one thing about it, hey, this red devil has tricked you. And one thing about it, we're going to constantly see these things, you know what I'm saying, right up until the great and glorious return of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai. So let's get started with today's lesson. It's a quick lesson through the Spirit. Let's go here. And one thing about it, and may the Lord have mercy upon him once again. This is a very sad thing, but more to come. A lot of senseless death, murder, suicide, a lot of murder, a murder behind another murder. So these things going to constantly pick up, just like the Bible said, Lord is visiting the earth, so we seeing that, the Lord said, I kill, I make alive, I heal, I wound, say, hey, the Lord do all these things. So no one is going to escape the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai. So we'll start today's lesson, Isaiah chapter 32, and we'll start up at verse 9. He said, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice. Say, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. And one thing about it, the voice of the Lord are the prophets. The men that's in the highways and byways, the one that's making a video or pistol. And one thing about it, so a lot of people are not hearing right now. They're not seeing. One thing about it, they have ears to hear, but they're not what hearing. They have eyes to see, but they still are not what seeing. And one thing about it, they have a strong delusion. And one thing about it, a lot of our peoples right now, including our women, are what reprobates right now. The Lord gave them over to a reprobated mind, and they will be totally destroyed. So we're seeing this happening left and right. Let's go to verse 10. It said, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage, the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Verse 11 said, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Said, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your lawns. So one thing about it, see a lot of our women's right now, they are very complacent. They are very, constantly putting off from day. They don't believe, they have a masculine mentality right now. They thinking that they're, they can exert the authority over the man. And one thing about it, they don't want to hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai. They love wickedness right now. They love evil, and hate to good. We're seeing a lot of these things happening right now. We're seeing a lot of our women right now are what you call into whoredom, you know what I'm saying? High level whores right now. And one thing about it, they're not in their right mind right now. So that's why these things are constantly happening. You know, we're seeing that they're going to pick up. And so a lot of, you know, these women are seeing it, but they still are going out gathering abroad, you know, constantly want to do wickedness each and every day. You know, that's why the Lord said, hear my voice. And one thing about it is that, you know, they don't want to hear, they don't want to have no correction. They don't want to be submissive. That's what's going on right now, you know. So we seeing it right now. So a lot of our women are not submissive right now, but they're getting ready to get their mind right in what? In Jacob's trouble. So now let's go here to Sirach. Let's go here to Sirach. Let's go here. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 25. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 25 it said, give the water no passive, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. So that's what's happening right now. A lot of these women are gadding abroad. They going wherever they want to go. They're going on cruises. They're going places, you know, after midnight, you know, late at night, you know, by themselves and not about it. You know, one thing about it, you know, is that evils are constantly growing all around. And that's why they're coming up dismembered, coming up missing, you know, left and right, you know, because one thing about it, a lot of our people are not considered, you know what I'm saying? Still don't know the signs of the time, still thinking that they're a good case. And we seeing that these evils are constantly growing left and right. And the body count is getting ready to be great. The Lord's getting ready to bring forth what judgment. We seeing it happening left and right. And let's read the one at the top right here, verse 24. He said, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Let's read verse 25 for edification. Say, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad a problem. That means what? Independence. You know what I'm saying? A woman right now, you know, oh, I'm independent. I have my own money. I have my own house. I don't need a man. This and that. All this, you know what I'm saying? It's the wrong mindset to be in. We already know what happened in the garden. You know, when you go to Genesis 3:1, you know what I'm saying? The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. You know, Eve was what? Beguiled. She was tricked. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, she was subdued. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, to these different philosophy. You know what I'm saying? These, you know, things that, you know, was displeasing to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So one thing about it, though, we know that when Jacob's trouble come, we already know that Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to come into play. Also, you know, the Lord is getting ready to make a man more precious than fine gold, or Ophir. You know what I'm saying? We might get that in a minute also. So we're seeing that we are very close to this time. So these things are getting ready to happen that, you know what I'm saying, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. So we seeing these women are just constantly getting cut down, you know, like a mire in the street. Let's get that right quick. Let's go here to Micah. Let's go here to Micah chapter 7. Micah chapter 7 and verse, Micah chapter 7, I think is around verse 10 or 11. Micah chapter, that's it. That's the spirit. Micah chapter 7 and verse 10, it said, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Said, my eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street. So that's what we're seeing right now. You know, a lot of these women getting trodden down like a mile in the street, just like what roadkill, get what disregarded, you know, just like, you know what I'm saying, just like trash, garbage, you know, they bodies have been what scattered everywhere. You know, the Lord is causing these things to happen. You know, the Lord's what bringing forth that judgment. We seen it left and right. A woman's supposed to be what? A keeper at home. So we already know that, you know, when the time of trouble comes, which in fact is Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. Let's go here to Isaiah chapter 13. I quoted it. I might as well get it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13. And this is what the Lord's getting ready to do, you know. So the men of the Lord is getting ready, you know, saying to be the most valuable men on the planet. Right now, it seems like we're not shit right now, but, you know, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. So one thing about it, that, you know, these women is getting ready to be humble when it's time of trouble coming. The Lord has already started judgment, you know, it's going to increase, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're seeing right now. Let's start here at verse 11. It said, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So that's what the Lord's getting ready to do. A lot of people, what? Self-will, as a covetous, lovers of themselves, prideful, all sorts of sin adding to sin. So the Lord is getting ready to cease that, The Lord don't like pride, The Lord don't like a person that is covetous, you don't like a person that's constantly being rebellious. And so one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to bring them mighty low. In that day they shall know that he is the Lord. Verse 12, it said, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So one thing about it, so these men of the Lord, the one that's sighing and crying right now, the one that constantly scoffing them out, constantly despising, constantly saying they're teaching hate speech. They're not shit. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. But one thing about it, you're getting ready to hear. You're getting ready to bow down very soon. You're getting ready. Eve is getting ready to know her place. And also the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's only a slave. He's the original caveman. So one thing about it is that we know that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. And a lot of people still don't see what the signs of the time. So now let's go here to 1 Timothy. Let's go here to 1 Timothy chapter. So we're coming upon Isaiah 4:1. Hey, these women is getting ready to get in line very soon through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Let's go here. Let's get a little bit more. The women's are all out of order. Also, these men's are out of order. Also, a lot of these men's are feminine. They're constantly, being simps right now. But they get ready to get their mind right also. So, and these heathen nations also getting ready to get their mind right. 1 Timothy chapter 2, and we'll start at verse, let's start at verse 11, if I'm not mistaken. 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11. It says here, it said, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. It said, verse 12 said, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to assert the authority over the man, but to be in silence. So that's very clear right there. So a lot of women right now, they want to exert the authority over the man. Woman, when they go into that word subjection, to mean what? Submissive. But these women right now not submissive. They're not hearing. They're very hard-headed. They're very wicked. And that's why they're dying why they are dying right now, being dismembered, being coming up unalive or being coming up missing, and also getting their their organs taken away from, because what? They trust in the devil that the Bible speaks of. They trust in oppression. They trust in their slave masters, and they're getting totally destroyed. And it says here, verse 13 said, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. So that, seeing right now, the man always was over the woman. You got to understand the order, First, our father, the great king that sits on the stone, Yahweh. Then after him is what? Yahushua. Then after Yahushua is what? Is man. That's the order of things. So we seeing right now, the Lord is setting things right back in order before our eyes. Let's read this again. Verse 13 said, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. It's plain and simple. So one thing about it, hey man, you constantly want to go against the Lord's will, and one thing about it is causing you to be put to death. And you're constantly being rebellious. It's time to wake up, Eve. Come back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Only these, the unbelievers, the truth there. And also we still have the true believers, which in fact the beautiful daughters of Zion, they're coming under that total subjection, which in fact is a beautiful thing. And one thing about it, the Lord loved the daughters of Zion. And one thing about it, he's getting ready to put you back in your first estate. Verse 14, it said, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Verse 15 said, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in the faith and charity and holiness and sobriety. So one thing about it, those are the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the women, so one thing about it, if they continue in the faith, constantly they'll come under that subjection, be submissive to their husband, and also, be a keeper at home. And one thing about it, and constantly, listening to their husband, being a loving wife, and also being a mother to their children, and raising up their daughters in a way to treat their husband, in a godly way. The Lord love a godly woman. And one thing about it, you are truly blessed. And one thing about it is we seeing that the Lord is doing a mighty work. We seeing that judgment is coming down at a fast pace, and it's constantly going to increase. We at the beginning of sorrow. World War III is constantly kicking out. We seeing that things are constantly getting intense. One thing about it, it's time to watch, pray, and be sober. So let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3. We'll close out here. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. And it reads here, it says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Say every morning he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So that's what we seeing right now. The Lord is constantly bringing what every morning he bringing his judgment to light. So that's what we're seeing. Judgment is now at hand. And also we're seeing that what the unjust know is no shame. So those are the ones that are naked without this truth. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact, this wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of time. So a lot of people are constantly walking in the congregation of the dead, and they're gonna be physically dead very soon. They get ready to feel the fire, that second death. In the middle, Lord, we constantly warning you left and right. We seeing it is here, it is at the door. So judgment is at hand. The Lord is visiting the earth that He created. That's why we constantly warn you. Say, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, because the Lord is making it plain upon tables. So let's read this once again. It says, Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5 said, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning do he bring his judgment to light. So that's what we're seeing right now. The Lord's constantly bringing his judgment to light. And it's going to constantly increase. It's going to constantly be on a mass level that we have never seen before. The Lord is getting ready to show up. He's getting ready to set everything back into order. So that's what we're seeing right before our eyes. The Lord's getting ready to cut all our enemies down, including the two-thirds, also these heathen nations. And man, we cannot wait. And it says here, he faileth not. Said, but the unjust knows no shame. And who is the unjust? Those are the rebellious house. These two-thirds that's getting ready to be cut off and die on this side. Because what? They're not, they're constantly being simple right now. They're not seeking the Lord right now. But when that time of trouble comes, they shall seek the Lord early, but they shall not find it. Famine of the words is fast approaching. So right now, it's the opportunity now is to seek your true power while he can be found. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is ye women that are at ease, hear my voice. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rikah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.